Okay guys, welcome to our very first YouTube channel on That's Racing. As you can imagine, most of us are a bit nervous and anxious. We haven't done this before, and as we speak to you right now, we're actually speaking to exactly 0 people on our YouTube channel. We don't even have 1 subscriber yet. So if you've ever spoken to a camera before with sorry, let me just take my hat off and that off. If you've ever spoken to a camera before with no one watching it, maybe you can imagine what we're going through right now. But this is the idea, that we're going to go through the well, not the whole race card. We don't want to bore you with 12 races in every race card, but the race meeting for Greybull on Saturday Gold Cup Day will be the 27th of July, and we're going to start from race 5. But you don't know who we are, so let me just introduce you. On my left, to the right of your screen, Pienaar. Been in the game for, I don't know, I heard he actually read a race card before he even could spell his name or write his own name. I think it was the first book he ever read. And yeah, he goes a long way back with a race card, helping his dad pick out horses, going to the toe to take bets for his dad many years ago, his late father. And I've never known anyone to study a race card like Mr. Pienaar here. He literally goes through the race card from page 1, the stipendary stewards, all the way to the back to the blank page. He circles everything. First time blinkers, first time at the course, first time this. There's nothing that gets past him. So when we give you some information and telling you about what we think on the race card, well, I've never met anyone in my life that reads a race card better than Craig, more thoroughly, 100%. To my right is Marc Pienaar, Craig's brother. We've all been friends for 30 odd years plus, been in this game for way too long. But Marc is another one. He reads the race card thoroughly, but you know, Marc's got the ability. He can pick up a newspaper with a one-liner and he can tell you what he's like. Marc's thing is also combinations, jockey trainer combinations, what jockeys ride at what tracks well. That's his niche, and he picks some good winners, 8 to 1, 10 to 1, 20. He doesn't care what the price is. He knows that combination works, and when this jockey rides for that trainer, he's not interested that it's 20 to 1. He's not scared of 20 to 1. And no one should be scared of 20 to 1. If you like the horse at 20 to 1, it just means you don't have to put too much money on it. And then myself, I'm Garth Nosworthy. Also been in the game way too long, but I enjoy every second of it. Back in the day when I was fit and strong, I used to ride a lot of work. So I've been in the game, never in the game officially, but always in it enough to know enough, but not, I know enough to know that I don't know everything. Guys, we're going to start at race 5, the Tequini Stakes. It's a grade 1 over 1600 meters, and hopefully by the time we get to the 5th race, we still got some money in the kitty to carry on with the day. It's a long day. We're going to have an insert just now, Greg Watson from America, and he spoke about race 5 and what he likes. So just, you know, at the end of the video, look out for that insert, and we're going to stick that in. But you know, these 2-year-old races, Craig, you've looked at the form. We all know these 2-year-old races, they throw up surprises, and we've got quite a decent field here, you know. Cockney Pride, going for 3 in a row. Everyone's talking about Cockney Pride. It won over, let's see, 1200 meters, Craig Zaki, at a nice price. Straight from a maiden, it went to a grade 2, and it beat a decent field. So this is all the talk. Can the draw beat this horse? Craig, what do you think on Cockney Pride?
Well, you know what, Garth? For me, this stable, hot.
Yeah.
Draw not going to make any difference. The horse will get across. A good horse is a good horse. Not going to make any difference. It'll be first 5:30 for him, race over.
You don't think he might come from off the pace like he did? You know, last time he didn't run up there extra 200 meters. He can also come from the back if he has to. You don't think?
Correct. But this time, I think with that draw, they don't have much choice. Last time they had the draw,
yeah,
they could do whatever they liked. This time, 14 draw, they don't have much choice. They're going to have to be handy. I think he's going to shoot across. He's going to be handy. He's gonna accelerate and he'll win. Gabor, you know what? Favourite this time. Hard luck stories last time. I don't think it's in Cockney price class. Maybe third or fourth, but can't be Cockney Pride.
He did have a bad draw last time to finish third though.
Correct.
You know, and he's got a favourable draw now. So
you see, what you must look at is Cockney Pride was drawn 4 to 14, he's now drawn 14.
yes,
He was drawn 14 and 14, he's now drawn 2.
correct.
Right. So you got to look at it. You got to look at it. He's got a good chance of feeling closer than 2 lengths.
Correct.
Right.
My opinion, Gabor comes from behind. Draw 2 not going to make much difference. It's going to jump. It's going to fall back. Horse is going to go around it. It's going to be the same old story. He's going to be looking for gaps. The price 14 or 16 to 10 is totally ridiculous.
Yeah. But I can just say, you know, watching the replay too with Cockney Pride, you know, the last 50 meters, that Cockney Pride was really getting stronger and going away. And Cockney Pride, they were traveling the best at the finish, and it almost seems like this extra 200 meters is going to suit Cockney Pride. So, yeah, it would be very interesting to see if the draw does play a factor.
Gravel, it must.
Yeah, Gravel, you don't want to be drawn too badly. So, you know, it does. But I'll agree, I don't think 16 to 10 or whatever the short price is any value. So if you're looking for any value bets, maybe it's best to just leave this race out or find a place bet somewhere.
For me, the bet, if Cockney Pride is going to win again, what you are is going to be right there.
Correct.
And to me, play that swinger, play that exactor. I think they're going to finish exactly as they did last time. Everybody's going to be looking at Gabor because they're going third from the 14 draw. The same is going to happen.
What you are, number 14.
I think that swing is a gimme.
Also drawn badly, but you know,
it's not going to make any difference.
Yeah.
Same old story. For me, they'll run.
I like a little look as I've just thrown into the mix as of the Victoria page at 30.
Definitely.
Look for horses.
I think we have to maybe forgive that last one also with a bad draw.
First run in Durban. You know what? Watch this horse now. You know,
second run in Durban.
Now it's second.
Yeah.
You know,
and a lot of trainers would always say that a horse needs one run at Durban.
Correct. And okay, he's not drawn on the page, but he's got a better draw this time. Second run in Durban. I like Victoria Place to upset the apple cart in the back end.
For me, whatever beat Cockney Pride wins.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Look, I think we have to make mention of Castellano. You'll hear Greg talking quite strongly about Castellano later on. He also likes Gabor and Cockney Pride, so watch out for that preview coming up at the end of the video. But you know, I think we've said enough about that race. Let's go to race 6 now. Race 6 being the Premier's Champion Stakes, also a grade 1 over 1600 meters. And just to give you some feedback up front, you know, you'll see we've only spoken about a few horses. The idea is not to speak about every single horse. We're just going to talk about horses that we think have got a chance. We might think other horses have got a chance, and we haven't even mentioned it.
We don't ask you to box the field for the quartet.
Correct, and we don't want to put you off what you fancy. So if there's something that you like, definitely don't let us put you off anything. We don't profess to be the world's best tipsters. We basically are just giving you an opinion of basically the way we talk about horse racing all the time. Race 6, Eden Rock is all the talk. It was all the talk on July Day. I personally, when I watched the race, I didn't back it that day, and the whole time I was watching the race, I was thinking, geez, is this horse going to win? Is it going to win? And please excuse the dogs out there, Jack Russells. Hey! Okay, sorry, you can see we're doing this at home with dogs. Hope you can still hear us. Anyway, when I watched Eden Rock win that last race, it just felt like he took his time getting to the front there, and I thought, gee whiz, you know, the guys who backed it must have held their breath until he actually got to the front, you know. But, you know, there's a lot of rumour about this horse. It is a good horse. But I'm tempted to look further than Eden Rock. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a banker of the day, or we should look a bit further?
Nosy, I think the only other one who can beat it, Cadence.
Caden's Pride.
Caden's Muzieni, I think, you know what? I've got a gut feeling.
Yes, I like
I've
that.
got a gut feeling you know, Eden Rock's the obvious one, and a lot of people are going to bankrupt, but Caden's Pride.
And
Muzieni.
you got beaten by a good horse last time in African Warrior.
Yes.
We know African Warriors are poorly drawn, but one of the fancy horses in the 4th race was a 3-time winner. So, you know, that form line, you got to respect it.
Yes.
Also know that the day when it won, I think it was on the 6th, the 8th of the 6th, what day was that? Daily News Day was a feature race day. And I know the boys were very confident with this one on that day. And Muzi rode a brilliant race. The horse got going late, and I know the connections were very excited when they saw this one. You know, I think he still asked them how much they won, and the one chap turned around and says, "These, you go to Hollywood and you ask them how much we won." I think they cleaned up shop that day. So Caden's Pride. You know, if you like Cockney Pride, I've also taken a little nap bet. You know, Cockney Pride, Caden's Pride, and later on is Cap'n Pride in the second race. Watch out for the 3 Pride horses. I think it works out to like over 200 to 1, 290 to 1 double, and every one of them have got a chance. So just watch out for that. It could be a day where the Pride wins. Craig, do you think anything else? You know, between Caden's Pride, we've got Eden Rock. Does anyone like Eden Rock to win, by the way?
Eden Rock is the biggest blinder I've ever seen. This will win hands and heels. Don't even waste your time with everything else.
Yes.
You know what? Everything behind this is winning. This horse just keeps on winning. Terry comes on and says, of all the horses he's got at the moment, this is the most exciting. Sure, Terry's been around a long time. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Who are we to tell him anything? This horse will win, hands and heels. Don't even waste your time. You know what? I hope for everyone that they beat it, but
Jackpot, I'm going 2 and 6.
you know what?
Just as
I think you're wasting your time trying to beat this horse. For me, this is different division to this lot. He'll beat them hands and heels.
Look, you often get those races where you try and beat the favourite, you think it's beatable, you look all over the
100%.
place, and then you spend more money on your jackpot and your pick 6 and all your exotics, and at the end of the day, the obvious horse ends up winning. And you know what I can say, 1400 meters last time, it was coming, and eventually, like I say, if you backed the horse last time, you held your breath until you saw the horse get past the post. Extra 200 meters, it might be right up this horse's alley. It's by VAR, and it won't be shy of 1600. So yeah, Craig, you could be right. It could end up being the banker, and we're trying to beat it. But if anything does beat it, then
I'm throwing Caden's in.
we're going to throw Caden's Pride in.
Right.
It definitely has merit. Now we go to race 7, the Elan Gold Cup. Can you believe, guys? Can you believe our premier staying race in South Africa is a grade 3?
Yeah, it's disgraceful.
A grade 3, our premier staying race. Didn't this used to be a grade 1 at least with
Sure.
the Game Gold Cup?
They downgraded it.
I've had arguments with people when I've told them that the Gold Cup is a grade 3. They say no, it's a grade 1.
Basically,
I'm telling you now, it's a grade 3.
what they're saying is they don't want to breed stayers. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to tell you.
And I'll tell you what, this race, Marc on my right here, he summed it up perfectly the other day. He says, I'm open to suggestion in this race. If anyone says they like something, I'm open to look at that, because
Well, you know what?
anything anything you
Go
can
on.
put the field in here.
Look,
or put what you like.
I put 6 horses, and
That's cool.
I'm going light.
In other words, you could put more in.
Exactly. No, I'm going light. I'm going light with 6. Really? Yeah, you can put 10 and still worry. This is a hard race. Look, there's no it's my turns in this field. Put it that way.
No, if it's my turn was in this race,
Oh, race over.
please can someone let us know what happened to it?
Yes, what happened to It's My Turn?
Because that would win this race in an absolute canter, blindfolded with any jockey. Not even Anton Marcus has to write, it's my turn to win this race. Anyone did. So the first 6. Roy had enough. It's my turn had enough.
Maybe Roy had enough. Got
Roy
a
had enough.
big chance, big runner.
Striker straight in.
Yep, back
Yes,
in
friend.
town.
Back in town. Come
And
from
we-
Mauritius.
And you know, years ago, I know Stratham, when he came second on Sleek Machine for Frank Robertson. It was actually Herman Brown. Frank Robertson was assistant trainer, and I just know, you know, back then Benny Norton was still alive, and we were good buddies. And Benny said to me, "Hey, Frank, he cleaned up shop when Sleek Machine ran second. Pierre Stratham rode it. He had the I don't even know if they were exactas that day, but he caught the swinger. He made a lot of money. So I know Frank Robertson will have very happy memories with Pierre Stratham riding a horse for him. So don't be surprised if Pierre Stratham and Frank Robertson have a good happy day. And you know, I've heard a few whispers on this horse. Apparently he's got a good turn of foot. Sorry, let me just log in again, because Tab God likes to log you out for some happy reason. 27th, be with you now, sorry. Very 7. Okay, now I've got, sorry, if you're not logged in, you only get the last 3 lines. Okay, Roy had enough. Can we both agree on Roy had enough has a decent chance? You don't
Decent
like
chance.
It has a chance.
it? It has a
Got a
chance.
chance.
It has a winning chance. Would you put it into your pick 6?
It's in my pictures for definite.
Craig?
Winning chance, I don't know. Look, the day it won that 2-4 with Marcus, it really plugged on all the way.
Yeah.
And it made it appeared as though the 3-2 would probably suit this horse. It's just plugging and plugging, and that's what you need. You need a horse that's going to plug on all the way. Never been the distance, you got to guess. Will it get there? I'm assuming Robinson thinks so, else he wouldn't have bought Striker all the way. Else he's
Correct.
going to have to pay for the airfare
Yeah.
because Striker's tight as hell. So there's no ways he's coming here for free. So this one's got to pay for him to come here, pay for him to go back, all those lovely things. So I'm assuming he thinks this horse is going to stay, and well, hopefully he's right. Me, I'm not convinced. He beat Charles. Charles, no world beater. Same old story. Went to the July, finished midfield. Yeah,
Not such a bad run in the July.
No, not a bad run.
Behind, do it again.
100%.
And we have to say, you know, this year's July was probably one of the strongest field Julys we've had in many
That
years.
too, but
Okay, but
they finished on top of each other. You have to ask about that form. How is it going to hold up later on?
Mm.
Because at the end of the day, when 10 horses finish within 3 lengths of each other, it's the whole story. How good is that form going to turn out to be?
Yeah.
But
And
no-
traditionally, sorry, Martha, the July form doesn't always traditionally become the best form line. I've
No, we're
realised.
talking 3200 here now, so that's
Yes.
the difference here now.
Yes.
I'm looking for
So-
a real stay now.
If you're looking for a stayer, give me one night, won the chairman's in Cape Town. Okay. Came to Durban, it's had 2 preps here. This is the horse that's got the draw, it's got the weight,
Mm.
it's got everything going in its favour.
It stays all day.
Stays all day, it'll be there when the whips are cracking. No doubt, it'll be coming on. Okay.
And it's 1 over 3,200
Correct,
meters.
correct.
So
Okay,
you know
right,
this
yeah.
is going to stay. There's no guessing.
Stays all day. You will see up
might.
to 332. You will
This
see
will stay.
It will stay. You will
At
see
10, 12 to 1, stupid price.
Yes.
I can't understand how that's not in the betting. Okay.
But you know, this race is so open. It could be 10 to 1 the field, with the favourite being 10 to 1. I've got Sunshine Silk here as the favourite on Tab Gold.
Correct. No, look,
Draw
it's
17.
it's a shocker. Shenanigans beat Gimme One Night last time. If Shenanigans stays, it beats Gimme One Night again. But will it stay? It's back to the same old story. You've got to just take an opinion and say, this is going to stay, this is not. Leash, same story.
Yeah.
The way Leash won last time, like a stayer, was just plugging and plugging all the way. We were there on the course that day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just plugged all the way to
It
the
won
line.
a lot easier than that 2 lengths
people
suggests. Yeah.
Same story. If it gets the distance, Leash is a huge runner.
Yeah.
Forget about the draw and everything. That's not going to make a difference over
No,
3-2.
not over this.
No, not one.
And at 16, 20 to 1, Leach is a runner. This is the hardest race on the card.
Without a doubt.
If you get through here, you're doing well.
May I just mention that the chap I used to work for, Dean Heyman, owner of Kent Motors, he's got 2 horses in the race, Dark Moon Rising and Wealthy. Dark Moon Rising, I know I spoke to Dean Heyman before the July Handicap last year. I told him Do It Again would win. He says to me, Dark Moon Rising will win the July last year. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out that way for him. Fortunately, Do It Again did win for me. So I know he rates this horse very highly. And just speaking to a colleague of mine that I used to work with when I worked at Kent Motors back in the day, Kuben, how you Kuben? He mentioned that wealthy, this horse is very well, and if you want to get wealthy and this horse wins and you've backed it, well then, you know, good luck to you all. So, you know, another two to consider. Another horse I just have to talk about is this horse Onesie. It's the biggest outsider in the field, 50-1. Very good friend of mine. Remember I was saying just now that I used to ride work back in the day when I was at school, and the chap that I used to ride work with and became very good friends with is Shannon Devoy. I'm sure a lot of you will know him. He rides in PE. He'll be back probably November, December. He's going for a hip operation coming up in, I think on Wednesday or next week. He's having a hip operation soon. And this horse has just found the right distance in PE. You know, 3,200, 2,200, and the longest race ever in the country is 3,600 meters. And this horse won that race. I spoke to Shannon, we had a good chat, and I must say he's very realistic. He says, Garth, you've got to remember this is a PE horse and it only beat PE horses. It hasn't beaten anything special from any of the other centres. So he's not sending the horse to Durban thinking, oh, okay, well, you know, we got a ticket, we got a chance. He's been more realistic about the horse's place chances. Is it going to win? Does he think it's going to win? He doesn't really think it's going to win, but you know, we've all been in racing long enough to know that you can go to the race course thinking you don't have much of a chance today, but you know, that's why our channel is called That's Racing, because that's exactly what happens. That's racing. These things happen, and
every day.
You know, yes, we will be surprised to see Onesie win, but I for one will be very excited for a good mate of mine if it does win. It used to be trained by the Fonseos, Brian Bernardo and the horse, and they obviously sold it to Shannon. He's got shares in it with Jacques Stradum, and they've had a lot of fun with this horse. So, you know, I wish them all the best of luck, and hope they have a good run. And yeah, so that's just the other one that I wanted to chat about. My fancy for this horse, for this race, we have to speak about Double Mint. I had it in the July, ran a very good race in the July. I think it ran its heart out. It ran the best it could possibly be. And maybe the 3-2 would suit it as well. Anton certainly knows how to judge these races. Made to conquer, guys. If you bankering anything in this race, you either know something that no one else in racing knows right now, and good luck to you if your banker comes in. But unless you one of those, you know who's going to win this race and you're going to banker it, you put in the field. Honestly, maybe brass a couple of horses that you really don't like and say, listen, that can't win, and just leave some out. But even that can be dangerous. I think that's enough said about the main race. Sorry, we couldn't help you too much.
Boxer field.
I know we've done what you used to hearing on TV, you know, where they give you the whole field. Well, we're doing the same thing. We moan about it like, you know, these commentators, if we had to listen to them, we're going to back every single horse in the race because everything's got a chance. And we're going to promise that we're not going to do that. But in this race, yeah, there's merit for every race. Race 8. Let's go. The Mercury Sprint, grade 1. Wow. This is going to be a cracker. 2-year-olds against... Are there any 2-year-olds in this race? Let's have a look and see. No, Van Halen's a 3-year-old now.
Frosted Gold.
Frosted Gold, 2-year-old. Yep.
What
But remember, your 2-year-olds now, they're 3 in a couple of days. So your 2-year-olds are a lot stronger than what they were 6 months ago when they first started racing. So don't be too scared of the 2-year-olds.
And look again, Eden Rock. Trust me, Frosted Gold will be in the first 4.
Frosted Gold is, you know, that's Marcus, eh?
Ryan Munga.
Yes, but now Marcus has jumped off this horse. He obviously fancied this horse quite strong if he's ridden it before and he's won on it.
I think if Marcus could make 52.5, then he could chop both legs off.
That's correct. Okay, so we need to take that into note. Correct.
Okay, so trust me, this will be in the first 4. Eden Rock form again, same old story.
Correct.
The horse is a champion. This ran second to it. This was not far from there. With 52.5, it's getting 7.5 from literally everything, yeah?
Yeah.
7.5. This horse is a huge runner. First 4 for sure.
Well, I must say, you're nailing your colours to the mast there because you were very strong on Eden Rock. This horse got beaten by Eden Rock. So please take note of that, guys. Craig, he's not going to talk about one horse and then diss the next horse that ran behind him. You know, he's pretty accurate with that. So Frosted Gold has to have a big chance. And if you like Eden Rock, you have to agree with that, I think. You were telling me last night about Celtic Sea and Casimir.
Yeah, the interesting story. Snowdance from the State Yard was all the rage. Celtic Sea beat it. Oh, Susanna was from the Snake Yard again, was all the rage, and Celtic Sea beat it.
And two top horses. Top.
Correct.
I mean, remember, Susanna won the Met.
Grade 1 horses.
Grade 1 horses.
And again, Casimir, Snake has said the whole season, the Mercury Sprint is this horse's target. And guess what happened? Celtic Sea's in the same race. Can it happen again? I don't like the 1200, 1600, 1200 story. It's not for me.
It shows you how good the horse
Back,
is.
forth, back, forth. To me, if you're going to go 1200, then 1600, 1600 again. But hey, back to Sean Terry. What I know. I mean,
That's how
those
good the
champions
horse
trade
is.
for nothing.
He's done it over 12, 14,
But
12, 16.
Me, I think
That's
the
how
race
good-
is between Casimir, Frosted Gold. As much as, you know what, Celtic Sea got a big chance. But they're coming back in distance. I think it's going to find this horse. Frosted Gold, Casimir. Good luck to the rest.
Van Halen?
Van Halen beat Basilius and Mythical Bolt.
Mhm.
Okay. All due respect to those horses. Mythical Bolt shouldn't be on the same racetrack as Casimir. For me.
We do know that the Species Yard they're very strong on Van Halen. This is their little baby, you know.
From day one.
From day one, yeah.
Craig
And
Zaki said the
from-
horse was a champ.
As far as I can remember, this horse hasn't raced at Greyville previously. It's raced twice at Greyville right now, but before these two rounds, I don't think it's ever raced at Greyville before. That being the case, it's unbeaten at Greyville.
Correct.
On the poly and on the grass. And both wins very, very gutsy wins. I will not be surprised to see Van Halen win. I've even put it in a couple of my trebles and so forth, but the Toby Species Yard, you cannot fault them at the moment, you know. They've got two horses in the race, one's favourite and the other's 25 to 1. They're coming first and second. They're both 10 to 1, 18 to 1. They've got two horses in the race, they both got a chance. Don't look at the form, just look at the species, and then you know you have a chance.
What I can't figure about this horse is how their rating keeps staying 110. The horses beating horses rated way below 110. And for some reason it's not dropping. I don't understand why. Even though it's winning, it should be coming down. Its ratings for some reason seems to be staggered. I mean, Mythical Bolt's probably 85 or 90. This thing beat it. A short head. Its rating should be dropping. I don't know why it's staying 110. Yeah, I think it's hit the peak. It'll never be above a 110. Casimir, a 117 as a 4-year-old. This horse is going to end up 121, 122. Top sprinter. Nah, Van Halen, nah, not in this league.
Let's see afterwards.
Can I throw a lurker into the pack? Yeah, we always know that.
Of course.
I've always enjoyed watching Chimichurri run. 1200 meters, Scottsville, won a nice race. You know, it's got a terrible draw, 17 over the sprint. But you know, these type of races, these big race days, you leave out a horse because of the draw. You do that at your peril. You know, these jockeys are all riding. It's a grade 1. And jockey's not going to say, oh, well, I've got no chance because of the draw. If he can find a way to give himself a chance because of the draw, he's going to do it. And Raymond Danielson, you know, he's no slouch. He's ridden enough grade 1s. I think 2 or 3 grade 1s for Sean Terry now. And
that's his man.
You cannot leave him out. And they drawed 17. That's the one that can come and surprise you because I left it out because of the draw, but you know, they've done it before. And I left him out before because of whatever reason, and this could be the same type of race where you think, geez, I've left this horse out because of the draw, but in the back of your mind, you know, Sean Terry, Raymond Danielson, they've got a record, you know.
If they can win from 17, then I don't know. He got
Yeah.
beaten 1 by Casimir in Cape Town. Carried 5 kilos less than Casimir. He's beating Casimir almost at levels. There is no way he can finish in front of Casimir.
Yeah, well, not.
Unless Casimir loses the saddle during the race.
But he can
He
come
can't.
run. He can come run third and pace 500
With
pace.
with a 17 draw.
Quartets in it.
Yeah.
He can't.
Don't leave him out, Don't leave him out your bigger bets.
Yeah.
Like Marc is saying, quartets, trifectors,
Quartets.
you know, little place
The
bets.
large in the front and fill up at the back.
You know, it's 15 runs, 4 wins, 9 places. It's a money earner, this horse, you know. And his last 5 runs, he's come third 3 times, a win, and a fourth. Fourth in a 12 horse field, so he missed out on places there. But yeah, I think he's a runner.
Can I throw you as a dog? Will Pace, I can't work out why nobody don't like this horse. It's a 12-time winner. Horse didn't win 12 races by luck. It's class. Drawn 1, got a top jock on, Bernie. There's no reason why this horse can't win in the first 4. I'm not saying it can win, but for a place, there's no way. This horse will pay $5 a place. Class will always tell. The horse didn't win 12 races.
Yeah, got place.
But he's run to some decent horses. I mean, Undercover Agent, Socrates,
Well, look, he was Sprint of the Year.
Not like he came second. or
You know, he
third
was Sprint
anymore.
of the Year.
And the best part is he won this race last year. Nobody knows that. Will Pace won this race last year. So you can win a 1200. It's no doubt. I don't understand. This horse is no one's even talking about it. It's going to be a big price for a place. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, guys, don't leave out Will Pace. Go wide. Yeah, a very difficult race. I think we're going to finish with race 9. There are 12 races on the card. Race 9, All Sports Betting Champions Cup. Yet again, another grade 1. Actually, I think we've covered all the grade 1s in this. Race 10, not a grade 1.
Grade 2.
Absolutely not. It's a grade 2. So we've covered all the grade 1s. We've got the runner-up in the July Rainbow Bridge. What more can be said? Winner of the J&B Met. Everyone knows that Eric Sands rates this horse very highly. Anton Marcus not riding it. Anton Marcus has gone for Socrates. Marc, I know you're very strong on Socrates. Do you think this horse can win?
This is Anton's winner from the card.
Guys, let me just say, that's another thing Marc's good at. You're looking at combinations, but you'll look at a jockey or a trainer on these race days and say, we know Anton Marcus wins 1, 2 or 3 races every race meeting. Okay? Richard Ferree will win his races. You know what jockeys are consistently winning races. What Marc will do is he'll look at these jockeys and say, what race will this jockey win? Which 2 races? Where's his winner? Where's Richard Ferree's winner? More than likely. Where's Bernard Fadeover's winner gonna? And this is what Marc's good at. And Marc, just carry on with what you.
Well, I'll keep it simple. No disrespect to Randall Simons, but this horse is crying for Anton Marcus, and he'll win on this horse.
Yeah. I think that run on. We were at the July Gallops, and Hawam raced with galloped with Socrates. And I think Marc, you've got more to tell us about. You've been on about that interview. If you want to just tell us a bit
with Marc de Kock.
Yes.
And you know,
a bit more about that gallop. Was it
yeah,
gallop?
you know, they were asking about a warm, but you know, the comments were like from Marc de Kock was, you know, what the horse the warm galloped with Socrates, you know, and I said, well, I'm looking at to see when is it running, and it never ran July day, it was running Gold Cup day. So yeah, I saw the sparkle in his eyes.
Marc de Kock was very bullish about Socrates running.
So I wasn't surprised when they came out to the fields and Anton was on it. So I'm going to Socrates.
Yeah. You've got to think about that, because you know, if you're one of the Hawam fans and like the Hawam for the July, remember that Anton Marcus was riding Hawam in the July Gallop next to Socrates, and he knows how good Hawam is. And if he looked down and saw Socrates there, thinking, hey, wait a minute, if this horse is running like that to Hawam, that can't be a bad horse. And then Marc de Kock comes after the race and says, hey, you've got to remember, Hawam just ran next to one of the top milers in the country. So Socrates cannot absolutely cannot be left out. But once again, what a strong field this is. You've got
Powerful field.
very powerful, eyes wide open, twist of fate. We already know that Marc de Cockler said that this is the second best 3-year-old in the country, next to Hawam. But he does confuse me sometimes because he says Buffalo Bill Cody apparently. What did he say about Buffalo Bill Cody?
He said he was misquoted.
He was misquoted.
Wow.
Okay. I can now understand that. What, maybe you can fill us in there.
Okay.
What happened there, boss?
He, for some reason, they seem to think that he said this is better than a WOM. It ain't better than a WOM. Okay.
Okay.
The bottom line is, horses that run in July Day, most run flat Gold Cup Day. It's too close. They've had a huge run in July Day. They tired.
They peaked for July Day.
Sands has said Rainbow Bridge after the July was so fatigued that he had to leave the stable for 2 days, couldn't do nothing, was so tired. Okay, it's too soon for Rainbow Bridge. Buffalo Bill Cody ran 7th of July. Cirillo ran 7th of July. Okay, so my opinion, you take a stand, you say, okay, it's too close for these horses, they're gonna run flat. Buffalo Bill Cody's second run up the rest.
And the same goes with Twist of Fate. July
Same goes with Twist of Fate. Can't come. Buffalo Bill Cody, even worse, was rested 7 months before it ran on July Day. It's going to get even flatter. If you take 15 to 10, you're a brave man. The race is between Sakrat, Undercover Agent. Undercover Agent, I can't work out. Crawford won this race 5 times in the last 7 years. But for some reason, now he's got a horse nobody's talking about. What more must the Oak do? Okay, it's his last start, it's going off to start after this, or that's what we've been told. Fine. Will it get 1800? Not sure. From the 12 draw, it ran 4th in the Met. Good run, hit the front, got caught. The race is all pointing to Socrat. Whatever beats Socrat will win. Plain and simple.
Do not leave out Cirillo. I know Greg is, you'll see his insert just now when he talks about race 5. He's another Cirillo fan. Good run to Buffalo Bill Cody, a very good run to do. This horse doesn't run a bad race. It doesn't run a bad race, so do not leave the number 8 out. I must admit, I'm also very strong in Socrat. I think it's a stunning horse. I remember watching the horse, I think it was on Met Day, when it ran in the Met, or the Queen's Plate. My apologies, in the Queen's Plate. And I saw the horse cantering down to the start for the first time. I actually looked at this horse and I thought, what a stunning racehorse. This is a racehorse. And I subsequently, I backed the horse and yeah, I got very excited. I thought the horse was going to win, but who beat it? The best horse we've had in this country for many years, do it again. That's what it took to beat Socrat. So yeah, if I have to nail my colours to the mast, I put it on Socrat. If anything beats it and it was Cirillo, I would not be surprised.
Look, Socrat, meet Cirillo and the Horse Chestnut in Joburg.
Correct.
Level weights, same thing as today.
The only difference is Anton Marcus.
That's it.
Can't beat him.
And you know,
Yeah,
this is the first time this horse is going 1800 meters, going past 1600. I don't know.
For
But,
me, the 1800 would be better for Socrat than Cirillo.
correct.
Personally, I think I agree with Mark. This is Marcus's big chance.
Yeah.
If he can't bring this home, he's going to have a bad day.
Mark, anything else you want to say about
No,
this
no,
race?
that's it. I'm plain and simple Socrat, and anything else for the quartet you can quit, but I'm Socrat.
Alright guys, or naught of you. Like I say, we actually have exactly 0 viewers right now, but this is our first video. As you can see, we are very professional in the way we presented ourselves, and we've all gone to speech and drama lessons. Plenty speeches and always a lot of drama. But needless to say, we hope to get a lot better. We look forward to hearing from you. Feedback, good feedback, bad feedback, hilarious feedback. I know we're probably going to laugh harder than what you will laugh at this video. But you know, it's a start, and our plan is to go onwards and upwards, and just, you know, we're not wanting to compete with Teletrack, we're just wanting to add something different to horse racing, you know, give a different opinion, a different view, and you know, all I can say is wish us the best. We wish you the best. And signing out. Cheers from myself, Mark.
Cheers.
Craig. Adios.
Hello, South Africa. This is Greg Watson coming from the United States of America. Wanted to preview a couple of races I liked on the Grayville card for Saturday. I really wanted to start with race number 5, actually. Really like number 2, Castellano. This is going to be my top pick. Looks like he is currently at 14-1. Gavin Lorena's on board. I just really liked his running style in these. He can sit close to the pace. He's going to make his own trip. Coming out of post number 7, I just look for him to maybe sit 4th or 5th, maybe a little bit further back, but he'll be able to make the one run and take them. 1,600 meters will be right up his alley. My second pick will be Cockney Pride. I'm not really enthusiastic about the post position on this one. Looks like he's drawn barrier 14 for this one. But his last 2 runs have just been ultra impressive. Craig Zacky's rode him tremendously. And he's ran on strongly, and he just looks like he wins with a lot more left in the tank. And I don't even think, if you look at his physique, I don't even think he's filled out yet. He still looks like a teenage little boy. So I think there's a lot more to come from this horse in the future. That once again, that barrier 14 is going to be tough to overcome for him, but I think he can do it, and possibly get second. Once again, I do like Castellano for first. I do like Cockney Pride to get a share in second, though. For third, we're going to go with Gabor. Obviously, he's probably going to be the post-time favorite in here. Warren Kennedy on board. There's a lot of hype on this horse. There was early. Obviously, he's out of Kingsbarns, the late Kingsbarns. Wish he would have stuck around and we could see more of his progeny. But this one, he should represent pretty well. The 2-hole for him, coming out of the 2-post, I'm not actually too enthusiastic about that, because I think he has that need to be outside of horses. So I somehow he's going to have to probably try to work out a trip to get outside of some horses and make his run. I don't think he'll be too comfortable coming on the inside. Now, he's super talented, and I could be wrong about that, but for my money, I'm going with the other 2 ahead of him. I'll take him in third. So once again, to back that up, that's going to be Castellano, the horse number 2, to come in first. Cockney Pride, horse number 3, to come in second. And Gabor, horse number 4, to come in third. Thank you.